Hey everyone, I'm sorry it's taken me this long to get a new video posted, but I'm finally doing it. So thank you for your patience. It's been a kind of crazy time at school right now. I've been trying to catch up on some big assignments, so sorry it's taken so long, but I'm finally going to do the video about music. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite CDs and talk about some of my favorite artists, and in no particular order. And it was very difficult to narrow this down to 8 CDs to show. I could probably make like a 2-hour-long video just showing you CDs that I like, but I'm just gonna do these 8. I wish I could show you more. If you want to know more, if you would like more music to listen to, let me know and I'll rattle off some bands that you can listen to that I think are pretty cool. So I'm gonna get started, and I don't have autofocus on my camera, so from here on out focus is gonna be up here so that I can show you the details of all these CDs and all the artwork and everything. So let's get started. Okay, so the first 2, I'm going to show you them together because they're both by the same artist, but these CDs are Anorexia and Nervosa, and these are my top favorite albums in the whole world. But these are from the band Showbread that I've mentioned a couple other times. Their lead singer is the one that wrote The Spinal Cord Perception, which is the book I mentioned in another video. But here's what the album looks like. And you can see my Halloween nails. I was a vampire at a Halloween bonfire, so I have these awful nails still. But anyway, Anorexia and Nervosa are, I think the main thing I like about them is that the words in the insert are not the lyrics. They're actually a story that goes along with the music. And it's got these little timestamps, like right here. I know it's hard to see, but when you reach that time in that song, you read that part, or that section. So it's really interesting the way it's all set up. It's very dramatic and moving, and it kind of changed my life. I really, really enjoy it. I like the way the album is set up, all the artwork. It has all these random pictures and diagrams all through it. I'm sure they're not completely random, but I don't fully understand what they all are. So that's Anorexia. This is what the CD looks like. And I'll show you Nervosa. I like the little feather in here too. It's kind of cool. And the track names are right here. I know you won't be able to see them, but they're the same on both albums. So, track 1 is The Journey. Track 2 is The Vulture. Track 3 is The Sky. 4 is The Sky Alpha. 5 is The Dirt. 6 is the pig. 7, wait. Yeah, 7 is the flies. 8 is the goat. 9 is the death. 10, the end. 11, the end omega. 12, the beginning. And I think there. The only difference is that this one has the sky and the sky alpha, but Nervosa has the dirt and the dirt alpha. That's the only subtle difference in the names of the tracks. So this is Nervosa. And I also like how they have both Anorexia and Nervosa on the front. They just cross out one of them. I love the cover for this one. I think it's so cool. There's actually a warning in the front because some of these songs are like so intense, but the warning says this is not a conventional audio recording. It is the soundtrack to a story that follows. Some songs on this album contain frequencies and samples not normally heard on commercial recordings and may cause the listener to become upset or disoriented. So, there's also a little section that tells you, it says how to read and listen to this record. It says the artist recommends reading while listening to the musical accompaniment with headphones, alone in a dark, silent room with a single reading light. When a track starts to play, begin reading the corresponding chapter. When you come to a time marker, that marker will suggest approximately what time the current track clock should be when the reader arrives at that line in the story. This may require you to read quickly, along with the pace of the music, or taking pauses while the music expounds upon an instance in the story. So, it's pretty interesting. And there are all kinds of little hidden messages in the insert that I thought were really cool. I really liked getting to look through it and find all these little hidden meanings. And both albums are so different. They're not like really, really different, but they definitely each have their own tone, and it's kind of like Anorexia and Nervosa, well, they're sisters, and Anorexia is kind of the sister that tries to do good, I guess. She's building a tower to try to reach the sky, while Nervosa is digging a hole into the earth. They're both, it's so interesting, and it's hard to explain. But I would really encourage you to listen to them if you can. You can buy them both for $15 on the Showbread website. So, those are my favorite CDs ever. I remember seeing Showbread play when they were doing the tour for those albums, and I will just never forget that show. It was the most amazing show I've ever been to. They had these two televisions set up on either side of the stage, and there was like this really dark voice that would kind of narrate, and then the TVs would play video clips or show lyrics or something as they were performing. And the stage setup was like all of these yellow lights, and it was really dark. They had like black paint all over them, not covering them, but like smeared all over their clothes and their arms and stuff. And they had video cassette tape that they had pulled out of the videotapes, and it was like thrown all around the stage and like covering the microphone, and it was really cool. I would give anything to see that show again. I would love for Showbread to do another tour for Anorexia and Nervosa, but we'll see. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be really, really cool. So, moving on. The next CD is this self-titled EP from the Young International, and they are a band from Nashville, actually, and they used to be called Lorién, and the CD that's in here is actually not this CD. This is a Lorién CD, but I couldn't find the disc for this album, and I couldn't find the case for this album, so I just combined them. I figured I'd talk about both. But yeah, the Young International used to be a band called Lorién, and both bands are just phenomenal. It's the same members minus the girl, Kara, that was with them in Lorién. But kind of like alternative rock, I guess. And Lorién had, the only albums I know of from them were an EP called Ghost in the Parlor, and then this LP, which is called Esque. That's all that I know that they put out, but when they were a band, they made this side project called The Good Day, Sir, and it released 4 really short tracks on MySpace for download, and they were so good. Just like everything they make is phenomenal. But they play shows around Nashville a lot, and I'm gonna try to go see them again sometime soon. such nice guys. They're all really down to earth. So, if you're around Nashville, you should look up Young International and try to catch a show. They're really, really great. Their live show is just as good, if not better, than the albums. Let's see. Okay, it says in the album that their website is www.theyoungintl.com, and I'm sure they have their show dates posted on that website. So the songs on this album are Rocus, Gravity, Say Goodbye to the Sun, Shadowboxing, and Straight Line. There's also, I like everything they've made, but there's one song in particular on this Lorién CD-esque, and it's called Do the Regret. That song's really good. So yeah, that's the Young International, and Lorién, and the Gotye Sir. But they're the Young International right now. Actually, after they made the Gotye Sir, I recently tried to log into MySpace to download those songs again, and I don't understand MySpace anymore. It's just like a bunch of nonsense. But I couldn't get in to download those songs, so I thought I would never get to hear them again. But I actually emailed one of the guys from the band and asked if there was any way to get those songs, and he actually sent me the digital downloads for them, so I have them now. And I just thought that was really cool, for him to go out of his way to send those songs to me. That was actually right after I saw them in Nashville. But yeah, they're just really good guys. Check out their music. The next CD is Down the Way from Angus and Julia Stone. And Angus and Julia are brother and sister. And they both play guitar and write songs together. And it's really I would describe it as earthy, kind of acoustic music. My little brother is actually the one that introduced me to their music. And when he and I used to play acoustic shows more often, we used to cover some of their songs. We thought it was really neat that they are brother and sister, and we were brother and sister, so it's just kind of cool idea to go ahead and cover some other stuff. I really like the artwork for this album. It's just all these old photographs Those sirens got him all riled up. That's what I get for filming a video during the day. I think this looks really cool. I love collages and not only with photographs, but just any kind of mixed media artwork. I love that sort of thing. I remember watching an interview with Angus and Julie Stone, and they were asking Angus what this certain song was about. I can't remember which song it was, but he talked about how he met this girl in one of the cities they went to, and they had this magical time together, and I think they went swimming together or something. I can't remember the full story, but he basically says that he says, I met a girl and I wanted to take her on tour with me, but I couldn't, so I wrote a song about it. Those weren't his exact words, but it was something along those lines, and that always just stuck in my mind. Just him saying he wanted her to be with him, but he knew that couldn't happen, so he wrote about it. I think they're both just such captivating people. If you watch them talk, it's like you hang on every word that comes out of their mouth. They're just so interesting. I'm not quite sure where they're from. Alright, the next album is Making Mirrors from Gotye. And I'm sure you've all heard that very popular song, Somebody That I Used to Know. I know that song is overplayed on the radio and everywhere on the internet, but this album is actually really good. If you're interested in listening to the rest of it. And the artwork is really awesome as well. I think some of my favorite songs on here are Don't Worry, We'll Be Watching You, and I really like Bronte. Some of his older stuff is really good too. I'm trying to think of what the song's called. Heart's a Mess. I don't know what album it was on, but there's an amazing music video for Heart's a Mess. There's a really good one for Bronte as well, and there's a really strange music video for Don't Worry, We'll Be Watching You. It's really weird, but such a strange vibe. But I love this artwork. And I watched a little documentary about this album. And I think he said his dad painted this. Either he painted it or his dad painted it. And they actually had to change one of these squares. I can't remember, it was one of these three. I think it was the green one, but I don't know for sure. They had to change it to make everything symmetrical. And the music video for somebody that I used to know is really cool. It's been made fun of so many times, but I still get goosebumps every time I watch it. And the girl in that video, Kimbra, she has really, really awesome music too. If I had her CD, I would show it to you, but I don't have a physical copy of it. There's some live sessions of her and her band playing out on this, I guess it's like a rooftop or something, some balcony at a big building. And those are really cool videos. I like these designs. His real name is Wally Tabakar. I believe he's from Australia. And, let's see if it says on here where he's from. I don't see it. It doesn't say. Oh, hey, there it is. Artwork and handwriting by Frank Tabakar. So it was his dad that painted that. So he makes a lot of really cool music. I really want to get the album that he put out before this one. I don't even know what it's called, but I know it's got some good songs on it. I don't think State of the Art is from this album. Oh yeah, it is. State of the Art is a kind of funny music video. It's all these cartoonish characters. So, I love the color scheme for the inside panel. Got this teal, greenish blue color. This light green color. Really pale green. And then a kind of brownish olive green. And this purple, really dark, kind of faded purple color. And I'll take the CD out so you can see it. It's just got that design on it. Let's see, go this way. That's what the CD looks like. Next we have Manchester Orchestra. I'm like a virgin losing a child. And if you saw the cover video that I posted, that song was from this album. And it also has that kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, the kind of collage look to it. It's got old photographs and handwriting and things. Oh. It's probably one of my favorite albums just because it's one of those albums that every song, I really enjoy every single song on it. I can listen to it all the way through, over and over, and I think it's amazing. I used to be in a alternative rock band, I guess. I don't know what genre we were exactly, but we used to cover I Can Barely Breathe. And we had a lot of fun learning their songs. I actually got to see Manchester Orchestra play at Rocket Town in Nashville one time, and they're really good. So next, for this band, I didn't know which album to choose. There are several of theirs that I like, but this was one of the few that I had a case for, so I went ahead and decided to go with this one. But next is Relient K, and this album is titled Mmhmm. I'm sure a lot of you know about Relient K and have heard their music, but they especially their album Two Loves Don't Make It Right, but Three Do. I especially love that album. That's another one of those records where I can listen to the entire thing from beginning to end, over and over. I think the artwork for this album is really unique. This song is really funny. My Girl's Ex-Boyfriend. Actually, I'm gonna read a little piece of it. Just the chorus, because I think it's hilarious, but it says, he's the guy that you should feel sorry for. He had the world, but he thought that he wanted more. I owe it all to the mistake he made back then. I owe it all to my girl's ex-boyfriend. It's basically him saying, thanks for dumping her, because that means I got to be with her. This song's really good too. all out. It's kind of a slower piano piece, but really awesome melodies in it, I think. I like all the bugs and nature. They've been one of my favorite bands for a long time now. And I've seen them a handful of times. They're always really funny, and they do ridiculous stuff at their shows. Anatomy of the Tongue-in-Cheek is another really good album of theirs. I haven't been listening to their newer stuff, so I don't know. I think it's 7 years ago. I actually haven't listened to that album at all, so I kind of need to catch up on their music. But I'm sure it's good. They always put out pretty good stuff. The last album that I'm going to show you is Ellipse by Imogen Heap. And I think this woman is just absolutely amazing. She makes such incredible music, and she's really artistic, and she turns everything into an instrument. But, she's really inspiring for me as a wannabe artist and musician. But some really good tracks on this album are First Train Home, 2 to 1, and let's see, Canvas is really good too. There's a pretty cool music video for Canvas if you want to look it up. And then The Fire is a beautiful little piano piece. It's pretty short, but it's really pretty. And when I start making piano videos, I'm going to play that one for you. I just watched the DVD for the making of this album a couple days ago. It always amazes me what she comes up with. Seems like she has a really great sense of humor as well. For one of her songs, she was talking about how she smacked her bottom and recorded the sound, and she actually used it in one of her songs. I can't remember which one, but I was like, that's so silly. Who would think to do that? And this actually comes with the full album, and then it comes with the instrumental version of the full album. And they both look just like this. But this one, it says instrumental right there in very small dark letters. So, I don't listen to the instrumental one very much, to be honest. probably should. I'm sure I would hear a lot more interesting sounds and things that she put into her music. Sometimes the words and lyrics can be distracting. Just for like music like hers that's so intricate, I'm sure listening to the instrumental version would be really amazing. Sorry, I keep looking to the side. I want to make sure you can see. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I'm so glad that I got to show you some of the music that I listen to. And like I said, I'm going to try really hard to get back on schedule for posting videos. But thank you guys for your patience during this really crazy time. I hope that you all had a great Halloween. You should let me know what you dressed up as and what fun things you did. I'd love to hear any awesome Halloween stories. Nothing too scary. I don't like being scared. Halloween day, I pretty much did nothing but go to work, and then I watched a movie called Trick or Treat, which was not very much fun. It was really scary, and I really don't like scary